good morning everybody. How are we today? It is Saturday the 20th of December 2025. Welcome everybody in. Come on in, say hello. Let me know if you're watching. Let me introduce myself. My name is Beck Hall. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Melbourne, Australia. And if you're watching me right now and you see a little live button up here, you'll see that we are live. If not, you're watching the replay. So jump on, let me know if you are watching, if you're at home or what you're up to this morning. It is 5 days before Christmas. Goodness gracious me. I cannot believe. 5 days. Who's done their Christmas shopping? Not me, that's for sure. I have not done any Christmas shopping as yet. I have been home all week with COVID. I am still testing positive as we speak. It's not a good thing. It's not the kind of week that I wanted off, that's for sure. And it's funny, you know, back when we were all locked down and in COVID, it was just sort of the norm. But kind of knowing that everybody's out there and running around and doing all their Christmas bits and bobs, and you're stuck at home because you can't go anywhere. So it's a bit sad. All right, guys. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Jan. How are you? Hey, Margaret. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, Chris. How are you? Happy birthday, Chris. I think it's not today. It was like yesterday or the day. I don't know. I've lost track of being in Australia and what day your birthday actually was. But I do know it is my good friend Julie Stackpole's birthday today as well. So happy birthday, Julie. All right. So I'm going to make some things today that might help you with your decorating if you haven't decorated, which 5 days out from Christmas, you want to hope that you've put some sort of decoration. Even I've put some sort of decoration up. I have plugged a Christmas tree in, if that's any consolation. Had all week, but I've been playing in my studio all week. So been prepping for my catalogue launch, which is next year on the 18th of January. So looking forward to that. But good morning, Michelle. Morning, Julie. Hey, Maura. How are you? Hey, Jen. All right, so I'm going to point you down and we're going to get started. As I said, I'm going to help you with some Christmas decorating, whether it be for your table or for your room or Christmas or whatever. I'm going to show you how to make an awesome Christmas decoration that I think you're going to like and you're going to want to do. I can't stop making them, so I'm quite sure that you're going to want to make them as well. All right, let me flip you down and show you what we're going to be making. So we're going to be making this little Christmas star. So I thought it would be a good table setting. So I've gone ahead and made a couple of little tags as well for our table. And I thought, how cute would that be sitting on your plate with a name on it? Like, it's super cool. And you don't have to like throw them out when you're done, because I've made them so that when you are finished, you can pack them up and put them away for next year. And they take up hardly any room. So if you've made one of these before, let me know in the comments. But I thought that they were really, really cool. So let me show you how to make them. And see, it just pops back together like that. And you've got your beautiful little star. So, you know, sitting on your plate, on your Christmas table. Yeah, so I thought that they were really, really cool. All right, let me know in the comments if you made one before. But let me show you how to make one. So I've got out, and it's a good way to use up the scraps of your DSP as well. So it's and you don't use very much, and you can alter the sizes to what you sort of want. That one might not be big enough. So I'm just going to pick out some random designer series paper here, whatever we've got left in the packet. So like I said, really good way to use up your Christmas paper if you've got Christmas paper left. Well, that's the same sheet. We'll use that one because it's already been cut. That one we've got. So we just want a couple of different ones. So I'm going to go and do 5 different ones. Now the beauty about our DSP is it's double-sided, right? So we can use both sides. So you don't even need like 5 different sheets if you don't want to. Alright, so I think that'll be enough what we've got there. Let me pop this away here. Now you're going to cut 5 pieces down. 5 pieces. Now this is where you can make them as big or as small as you like. So I'm gonna make this one a big one. So let's go 6 inches. I haven't made one this big, so let's see how we go. 6 inches by 6 inches. So that's 1, 2, and that should be 6 inches as well. So yep, 1, 2, 3. Although it's going to be very blue if we do that. And let's see what this is. Oh, that's already 6 inches, so we're going to go 6 inches. So you just want it to be like an even size all the way around, right? So whether it's 6 inches, 5 inches, 4 inches, 3 inches, you know, I don't know about making a 2-inch one, that might be a little bit small. But you just want 5 pieces of designer series paper. What do we got? We got no green in, oh yeah, we got green. So we got green, that one, and that one. What do you reckon about that colour combination? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if I've got, let me just see if we can maybe eliminate that second blue. What have we got? Oh, if we eliminate the blue, we're going to have another green. So we'll just leave it with the blue. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to score. Well, you don't have to score if you don't want to. You can just fold. So we're just going to basically fold these all in half, like so. And you want to have your different patterns. So whichever way you're folding this now is the outside of your star. So you want to make sure you've got all the different patterns that you want to use, alright? Hey Megan, hey Glenda, how are you? Hey Linda. Alright, so we're going and doing all of the different colours that we want. And this is a good project that you could do, you know, with the grandkids. So if you've got your grandkids over, you could do this project with them. What have we got? Have we got that pattern? Should we have 2 of that? We might have 2 of that pattern, I think. Bring out the bit of the gold. Keep the gold happening. I know it's similar, but it's not the same. Alright, so then what we're going to do is you're going to fold. So you're going to take them, you've folded them in half. So they're just a square, right? So 6 by 6 square, you're going to fold them in half diagonally. And then you're going to make like a little kite shape. Now you want to have your bone folder on hand because you want to make sure that each of your kites have been scored really well. Now I found a trick when I was making mine last night, because I've made one for each of the family, that if you fold this over like so, it makes it a little bit easier when you're folding it in. See, so then you just open it up, fold that in, and then you've already got your score line to fold that back, like so. So it just made it a little bit easier. If you can't see your score line, I know on the DSP I was using last night, on that green one, I couldn't see the score line to fold it into. So, and I made these in front of the telly last night. So, like I said, very easy to make. Super simple. Alright. So has everybody finished their Christmas shopping? What's going on? Have we all done that? My Christmas shopping was supposed to be done this Tuesday, just gone, but because I've got COVID, I couldn't go anywhere, and I still can't go anywhere because I still got COVID. So I don't know when I'm going to get to doing that, that's for sure. So it's funny, you know, you go, oh man, what would I do with a week off work? And I've really done, like, I've played here in the craft room, but I haven't done a great deal because, you know, you're not feeling 100%. So, alright, so now that we've done all of that, I'm just going to give all of them a good burnish here. So I found that if you went along and just did all of the same process on all of them at once, you sort of knew where you were up to. Alright, and then we're going to fold this one in here like that, like so. and then this one gets folded up like this. So you're just folding to the score line each time, okay? I'll be ready to party next week, yeah, hopefully. Brettie's still got COVID. Lukey, on the other hand, he has tested negative all week. And, of course, you want to hear him. Oh, well, it looks like one of us has got to go out to work. You can imagine him, can't you? He's like, well, you know, you two slackers, just stay at home. That's right. Go on, I'll go off to work and earn the dollars, you know, for his whole 4-hour casual shift that he does. So, yes, he's been telling us, you know, all about it. We did have Brett's mum and dad. So we didn't, well, if you don't know me, Friday night is our Hungry Jacks night, right? So every Friday night we have Hungry Jacks with Brett's parents. And without fail, we go into Cranbourne and we have Hungry Jacks. And of course, because we've got COVID, we couldn't have Hungry Jacks. So, but Nanny and Poppy, or Brett's mum and dad, dropped Hungry Jacks off to us last night. So we did miss out. We still had our Hungry Jacks, albeit by ourselves. They just dropped it and ran. They didn't want to stay. And, yeah, we still had our Hungry Jacks, so it was quite good. And Lukey's like, it's all right, I'll go out and see Nanny and Poppy and I'll get the Hungry Jacks. And we're like, really? So, but to be honest, you know, I don't have body aches or anything like that. It's just mainly a stuffy nose, and my nose will not stop running. It's like really bad hay fever with itchy eyes and... you know, so if you do get hay fever symptoms, maybe just test yourself, because that's all it basically feels like, is just really bad hay fever. So, not that I'm hoping that anybody gets it over this time of the year. So, Hungry Jacks is Burger King, Chris. That's our Burger King here. It's not called Burger King, but it's exactly the same as Burger King over your neck of the woods there. So, yes, he's... you know, taking one for the team, Lukey is. He's being our little worker, going down and getting stuff for us. Although I must admit, my good friend Linda as well, she's been running around getting me things as well. So you wouldn't think, like, you know, you're at home and what do you need stuff? What do you need? You've got everything at home, but, you know, sometimes you just run out of things. So, alright, so now we're going to get our tape. So we've done that to all of our pieces. So, hopefully you were watching that, and you that's a funny, yeah, every Friday we do that, Chris. So, basically, let me just run it through. So, you've got your square, you've folded it in half on the diagonal, like that. You've then folded each side in, you've folded this one in, like so, and then like this, and like this. So, very, very simple fold to do. Now, we're going to stick it all down and stick it together. So, essentially what you want to do is you want to put some tape. I don't know if you can hear the dog here right now, but, and this is probably what takes the longest, is putting all the tape on, right? So you want to put the tape in here, and you want to do this on all of them. So we're going to now pop this, and you're going to fold these back like that so that they stick down. You want a nice good stick there, right? So we're going to do that to all of them here. So if you just pop it in, and what I'm putting it on, if I open it up here, you'll see I'm actually just putting it on that little triangle piece here, like so. Alright, like that. So when you close it up, you'll see you've got that little bit of a triangle piece happening there. So that's just where you want to stick all your sticky tape. Not sticky tape, tear tape. And you could use glue. I did use glue for one of them, but I found it was really super messy. And if your glue goes outside your little triangle bits, you'll it'll go everywhere, and your star won't open it as well as what it does with the tear tape. So now, if you had bigger glue dot, if you were using a little star, if you were making a little star, you could use the glue dots too. That'd be super quick. But our glue dots aren't quite big enough for this, and I'm not going to use 100 glue dots on it. So I'm just going to go and put all the tear and tape on, and then pick up my Take Your Pick tool, like so. And then taking. Yeah, he's a good boy, isn't he, Chris? Taking my. I've got to keep up with the comments. I look up and there's like 15 new comments. I know, he should start paying all the bills, shouldn't he? My favourite burger, I only have a Whopper Junior. Whopper Junior with cheese, large meal with a Coke Zero. That is my go-to burger. Breddy's go-to burger is a double Whopper with cheese, large meal, because, you know, he thinks he works hard for it during the week, so he reckons he's earned a little bit more. And then Lukey's go-to meal is usually a Jack's fried chicken burger. I could do it all. I could even tell you what Nanny and Poppy's favourite meal is as well. As I said, we go there, and it's a bit sad when, you know, they don't quite know our names yet, but they do know that we go there every Friday night. So, and you usually see the same stuff. And then we've always got to finish it off with a soft serve ice cream cone, because, you know, they're the best soft serve ice cream cones. So, but yes, so very, very funny tradition, I guess, but we look forward to it. I look forward to it every week because it's the night of the week that I don't have to cook meals. Every other night I cook dinner, so it's good when we do it, because then I don't have to cook. Does anybody else have any weekly traditions that they do like that, like going out to dinner, or, you know, eating somewhere, or eating something on a specific day, or anything like that? Mine's bacon deluxe and fries with iced coffee. That's my usual. Bacon deluxes are good too. I've had them as well. And of course we've got all the glasses. I've even collected glasses for my Kiwi friend Fiona in the flamingo, because they had the flamingo glasses that were happening. So I've collected a few for her so that she can take some of those home with her. Alright, so now what we're going to do is you're going to open these up, and you're going to take your foam folder. So you want to give all of these another good burnish, but you've literally just opened this up. So because you haven't put any adhesive into here like that, this is, you're going to just open that up and make it a good burnish, alright? So you're going to go like this and like that. So it's a good, it's relying on, you know, how well you fold your score lines and how well you burnish them as to how good your star ends up. Alright, so we're going like this and like this. Takeaway on a Friday. Yeah, I know, takeaways on a Friday is good, isn't it? Every Sunday morning we go to Hy-Vee local grocery for breakfast till people watch. I like people watching, I think that's cool. Oh yeah, I've got nasal spray. I've got that, Ruth. Not that particular brand, but I do have nasal spray. So, alright, so now what we're going to do is just simply we're going to attach them all together. So you want to make, you know, put your pattern the way you kind of want your pattern to go. So we didn't want the two white ones together, obviously, but you kind of want, you know, a nice pattern to happen. So what we're going to do now is you're going to grab your tear and tape again, and now you're just going to put it on this triangle piece here. So it's a lot of tear and tape that you use, but that's okay. So you're going to do this like so, and then you're just going to grab your two triangles like that, and you're going to push them together and mush them up just so that they're nice and flat on the bottom here, and you're going to stick them together like that. And you're just going to continue doing that until you have stuck all of your triangles together. So really super easy Christmas ornament to make. And you know, with this time of year you sort of want to look at being, you know, I don't know, responsible, not a hoarder, but a collector of things. So I kind of look at, especially this time of the year, all the bonbon wrappers that could be useful for next year. So I have saved a few bonbon wrappers in my time, especially nice, you know, expensive bonbon wrappers that, you know, can be of use with this as well. So I actually made these little tags here that I've made on my star is an old bonbon wrapper. So, and I just die cut them out using our Tags a Lot dies. So, you know, always look at that kind of thing as well when you're looking at things, especially because you only need like a, I mean these are big ones, these are 6 by 6, but you can do 3x3 or 4x4 star as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can make it all work for you if you don't have designer series paper too. But obviously we want to be using our designer series paper. It's all about using it and chopping it up and making pretty things out of it, right? Am I right? Alright, speaking of designer series paper, I have a paper share that's happening. So if you want the details about that, head on over to my events section on the Facebook page and you'll be able to see all the details about my paper share. We've got full shares, half shares, quarter shares happening. So you'll get a little bit of paper from all the new stuff from the mini catalogue. This mini catalogue here, by the way. So if you haven't received one of those yet, it will be coming in the mail for you. Alright, so now we've got our star made. So see, when we open it up now, look at that. How cool's that? Awesome star. Now this is quite large, as I said, because we've used 6x6 paper. Now, like I said, I wanted to be able to put these away and reuse them. So I've just got myself some little Velcro dots here. And tie. I like tie too. Hello, my friend Fiona. How are you? Alright, so I'm just going to use a couple of these little Velcro dots. Now, I always stick the little, I guess I want to call it a boy Velcro. Is there such a thing as a boy Velcro and a girl Velcro? I don't have bigger Velcro dots, or else I would use a big one for this. But anyway, I stick the little boy Velcro down, which is the rough one, and then I stick the smooth one down on top of the rough one, which I call the girl Velcro. So we have boys and girls Velcro. And then that way I know if I'm sticking it on top of that Velcro, it's going to go where I want it to go when I open it up. Alright, so now I've got my Velcro happening there. Let's remove those ones. And then we're just going to fold that back and get the Velcro to stick down like so. So there we have our gorgeous big star made of designer series paper. Now you could make these, like I said, all different sizes. So this was a 6-inch star, so 5 squares at 6 inches. And this is a 4-inch star. So you can see the difference in sizes between the different size stars. And then remember how I was telling you about your bonbon wrappers? Not that I'm a hoarder, but I like to collect shiny things. I think I should have been a bowerbird in a previous life. This was made from the bonbon wrappers, and this is a 3-inch star, so a little bit smaller than the 4-inch. So you've got your 3 different size stars there as well. So let me just quickly show you with the tag what I did with the tag. So I'm going to grab in some of my bonbon wrapper here, and I just simply grabbed my bonbon wrappers, and you cut off all of the bits, right? All the bits you don't need. So you're going to cut off this bit here. That's rubbish. We're going to throw that. And then you want to cut off that little tag there because we can't use him for anything. And then we're going to cut off this here like so. Now you can the bonbon wrappers are quite a little bit harder to use for when you're making your star, because it is quite thick paper, alright? So just be mindful when you're doing that, and obviously you're limited to the size of the wrapper. So that's why my bonbon was only like this one here is only like a 3-inch by 3-inch piece of paper. But I'm going to grab the tags, the pattern tag dies, which I'm not sure whether these are on clearance or not, but we're just going to die cut out one of these little tags here. So let me just grab my die cutting machine here, like so, and we're going to run this through like that. I don't know, not that everybody likes to save the environment, right? I'm just going to cut a few of these because I can, and because the paper's there, why not? And let's face it, it would have been landfill otherwise, but now it's a nice decoration that we can use for whatever. And you see, once you run it through the die cut machine, the bend or the curl from the bonbon, because they were like as a circle, it sort of just eliminates. So really cool tag making ideas to use up all of that, you know, bonbon stuff, right? All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some more of that designer series paper. So we're just going to grab, I'll grab this piece here. And I'm going to use the mini alphabet dies, like this. And we're going to run that through on both sides. So I'm going to run that through on my machine like this here. So we get white letters, like so. Now there's a lot of dies to cut through, so I'm just going to go through a couple of times there, like that. And then we're just going to drop all of them out, like that. Well, maybe we are, maybe we're not. Sometimes when you drop it, they all just fall out, like it's pretty cool. Alright. And I'm going to show you a trick for doing this. Let me just give it a bash, hang on. There we go, see? And then you're going to flip it over and you're going to die cut again another lot of letters. Yep, Okay, so if you push all of those letters, oh my goodness, all of those little letters up. Now you can make these out of bigger letters as well, you know, our big party die letters that are huge. You could make a whole heap of those out of this too. Alright. And then, I'm not sure whether, let me just, there we go. Easiest way to get stuff out is just to drop your dies. And there's only one left in there, which is the H. He's being very stubborn. Alright, so we got that out there like that. Just trying to keep an eye on comment. Alright, and then the Velcro dots I just got offline. I think it might have been Amazon or something like that. It was just a big roll. I don't know why, but I tend to use a lot of Velcro dots. So I'm not sure. Just hold, please. Just want to grab another bit of my bonbon wrappers here. So I may or may not have a few. And I'm just going to die cut out another lot of letters out of this. Now I'm not sure whether this is going to go through or not, because as I said, the bonbon wrapping is quite thick, and you can see how we can use this for lots of different, you know, activities. I'm just running it through a few times because, like I said, it is quite thick. Oh, look at that, it did cut through. Alright, cool. Alright, so now I'm going to put this away, and then what I'm going to show you is, you're going to grab your silicone mat out. Oh, where's my silicone mat? You're going to grab your silicone mat, and I'm going to make this into a name tag. So let me just grab all of these bits out. Don't get confused with your W's and your M's too, like I was doing last night. Now I did sit and I sorted all of my letters, because, you know, you've got letters on here that you haven't used or you're not going to use because, you know, who has a Z in their name that you know? Do I know anybody with a Z in their name? I don't think I do. But we're going to pick a name, and I'm going to go, whose name will I pick? Well, I know what I'll do. I'll go and go, we'll get an O there, and so you just want to get different colours, an A and an F, and an I, but we want the I in a different colour. So let me grab my little box here. So what I've done is I've put all of my letters into a box, and then I've just written down, as you can see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and it makes it a little bit easier to sort. So then if you need an extra colour or two, so you can pop those letters in, and I find it easier to pick it up with your take your pick tool and just go, here I need an I, and then we've got any, oh, we've got no garden green in there, so what I might need to do is pick out an N. I need an N. I don't want a blue N though. And of course I keep picking up the blue ends. And we'll go a brown N. Okay. So we've got a few different ones there. And then you just want to grab your glue and attach each letter to itself, right? So you're just going to go like so. And you're going to pop that down there. Like that. And then going to go and put a little bit of glue on the back of that there, like that. And go like this. It is a labour of love, so, you know, if you're doing it for your family, they may appreciate it. If not, well, I can't say F-O-F-I-O-N. So I'm just going to put a bit of glue there. Obviously bigger letters would be helpful too, because you're, you know, not as fiddly. And then I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the A, and then pick up my die. And then there you have it. You just set that aside, waiting to dry. And then you can attach that to your little tag with, you know, a little whatnot in it. But I find it very helpful to stick all of your letters into a little box like this. So then that way when you're looking for letters, you can... Do not pop them all in for joke. Oh yeah, Zoe, Zara. I do know someone with a Z in their name. There you go. See, didn't even think of that. So there we go. So, you know, it's just a matter of then decorating your tag. You could put a bit of, you know, what am I looking for? You know, some greenery on it or whatnot. Punch a hole in your star and attach your tag to your star to make it a nice ornament or decoration. And I sort through those a little bit later, but very easy to make different names. Let me pull that up so that you can see that a little bit closer before it so see. And you can make as many names as you like using all the different alphabets and just running through a few times and attaching it to your little tag. So that's what I've done here. I've just made a few of them. I've popped a little leaf in the background here from the Delicate Pines dies, and then that way, you know, they're there ready to, you know, you can unvelcro them and then pack them away for next year and reuse them each and every year. You can hang them up as decorations or whatever. So anyway, that's my tip for today, people, is to make your decorations. I'm going to hang these on my Christmas tree, I think, because my Christmas tree is lacking decorations this year. As I said, because I just plugged and played the Christmas tree. So hopefully that inspires you to get cracking on some Christmas decorations if you haven't already done so. And as I said, it's a really good task to do with the grandkids. So, you know, if you've got your grandkids over and you want to, you know, get them doing some folding, it's quite an easy task to do and uses up that designer series paper too. So as you can see, I've made a few different ones. I've made one for each of the family with their names on it as well. Obviously smaller names are easy too. You don't have to stick as many letters together. Alright guys, I attached, I'll just flip you down and show you how I attached the tags. So I just popped a hole in the top of the decoration. So I made where the Velcro dots, the bottom of the decoration, popped a hole in the tag in it, and then run that through my tag. So I put my little loop, there's my loop for it there. And then I just, let me show you, it'd be easier if I show you. Let me take this off. So I used a 1/4 inch punch, although my oh my goodness, my fingers don't want to work. I have no nails. literally no nails. They're all broken. Look, it did look nice. I should have just cut another piece. Alright, here we go. So I just put the hole through the top of the star, attached and made a made a knot in the top there, pushed that through, then got my little tag here and popped that into the top there like so it was hanging over, and then I've just simply wrapped around a couple of different coloured twines, just because the more you have on it, the more festive it looks. So you're just going to run that around like so, and then make a bow. And that's just to hold the tag onto the little loop that you have put on there, like so. And then you hang it up with the little tag, if you want to hang it up. If you didn't want to hang it up, you know, you can put another Velcro dot on the middle here and then like stick the nameplate across the middle like that if you wanted it to sit on the table. And I mean, if it's just for this year and you're gonna, you know, not reuse them, you probably could do that, but I wanted to reuse these, so that's why I've put the Velcro and the tag up the top there. I just thought it looked quite nice sitting on their little placemats as well. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you've my decorations are missing their tree this year. Yeah, my tree's missing decorations too. So 40 degrees in Perth. Oh, that'd be nice. It's not that warm here today, that's for sure, Maura. Alright guys, well I hope you have a fantastic Christmas. I won't see you now until after Christmas. I may pop in next Saturday for breakfast with Beck, but we'll see how we're going time wise and what's happening and whatnot. I hope you all really do have a fantastic Christmas. Stay safe, please stay safe. If you get crafty over the Christmas period, please share it on the Craft with Beck group. If you're not a member of that group, feel free to come over and join us. There's about 150 people in that group that we all share our bits and bobs that we do, and it doesn't matter whether you do paper crafting, card making, scrapbooking, macrame, whatever craft you do, you can pop on that group there, because I just love to see what everybody's up to. I have my hands in lots of different pies, so it's quite good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming in each week and supporting what I do here. It really does make a difference when you love what you do and you get to share it with those that love it as well. So from me and the snoring puppies under the table, Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a safe and wonderful New Year. As for now, I'll see you when I see you next. Bye for now.